Hey guys, welcome back to the Level 10 YouTube channel. My name is Shelby Peterson. I'm a coach with Level 10 and welcome to our YouTube. Today I want to talk to you guys about increasing protein. This is something that we see super common with our clients where we're trying to hit a little bit higher protein and we're just having trouble figuring out how do we actually do that. Today I want to go over some easy things for you to do, and you may already be doing some of these, but hopefully I give you some tips that you can apply to your own life to help you to reach your protein goals. So first and foremost, talking about how much protein we actually need. So on a daily basis, we are looking to get a decent amount of protein in, and most people are not getting quite enough. I'm going to put your metrics here of how you can figure out how to do about how much protein you need. We're looking at somewhere between 0.8 to 1.0 grams per pound of body weight. However, if you are obese or very overweight, remember that those numbers are going to be a little bit skewed, right? So we want to make sure that we're thinking about lean body mass in those circumstances. But we want to be doing a decent bit. So as a female who's around 135 to 140 pounds, I'm looking usually to get minimally 125 grams of protein per day, upwards of around 140 grams of protein per day. That works for me. Everybody's going to be a little bit individualized. And remember that if you are not currently anywhere near those numbers, that we want to do it usually in a little bit at a time, because protein does get you full pretty quickly and we want to make sure that you're able to hit it comfortably. So doing a stepwise approach of adding a little bit of protein over the course of a couple of weeks to get you to that goal can be a great way to do it. So let's dive into the actual ways you can increase your protein. So first, the easiest thing you can do is increase your portion size. And I know that sounds very simple, but a lot of us get very set in our ways of doing what the serving size says on a box or on a packet of chicken. You know, what does it say? Or we think 4 ounces of chicken, that's enough for me to get in the protein I need. However, if we're not reaching those protein goals, we can do something as simply as increasing that portion size at each meal. Let's say instead of 4 ounces of chicken, you move to 6 ounces of chicken, right? Very simple. On top of that, just making sure that you're getting in a protein source that is a true protein source, right? So the main macronutrient of that food is protein. Make sure we've got some of that in every single meal. Just want to make sure that we're getting in a solid protein source at every single meal, right? That the main macronutrient is protein in that food. So we're looking at like your chicken, your fish, your beef, also your vegetarian options of course too, but we want to have one of those items at every single meal. So those are kind of your first two, is make sure that you've got a protein source at every single meal. And then if we need to, increase that portion size at each meal so that you are increasing the amount of protein you're getting. Now, the other thing we can do is look into snacks, right? Protein heavy snacks. And a lot of us typically reach for our carbohydrate heavy snacks, but we can make a couple of adjustments and easily increase your portion sizes of protein throughout the day. So things like Greek yogurt are a great option. Cheese sticks or like the Baby Bell small cheeses, love those things. So small portions of dairy. Dairy is a great way for you to get some protein in. Beef jerky, also a really great thing you can add in as a snack to help with getting your protein up. If you are a fan of deli meat, you can utilize deli meat as a snack, right? Roll up some turkey. You can even roll it up with some cheese to be a little snack to take with you. That's an easy way for us to work on getting our protein up as well, right? Is that those snacks in between our meals get us an extra 10 or 15 grams of protein throughout the day to help us get to that end goal. There's also plenty of things like protein bars and protein shakes that we can include, right? And there's nothing wrong with doing protein bars and shakes. Pick one that fits you, right? One that you actually like the taste of, that you're going to consistently utilize. You know, don't buy it just because. If you're not going to utilize it, you do have to drink it for it to count for the protein shakes, or eat it with the protein bars. Some things to pay attention to is that some foods will say, or granola bars will say protein bar or high protein bar. Really check the labels, right? We want to make sure that we're getting in, you know, I would say minimum 10 grams of protein if we're going to actually be utilizing it as a protein snack. 3 to 4 grams of protein is not going to do you any good at the end of the day if that is supposed to be your protein snack. So look for something that's got at least 10 grams of protein in a protein bar. Most of them that are good are going to have somewhere between 12 to 20 grams of protein in a bar. As far as individual ingredients past that, we're not really getting into that today, but find something that works for you based on, you know, whatever kind of protocols you are following when it comes to nutrition. There are plenty of ones that use whey protein versus a vegan protein source. So you've got lots of options out there. I think protein shakes are a very simple way to get in more protein, either doing a shake with water or milk, or making it into a smoothie, throw some fruit and greens in it, right? And then we've got a little bit more of a complete meal even if we'd like to. Most protein that is a solid protein source in terms of shakes you're gonna get somewhere around 20 to 25 grams per serving, so like per scoop. Legion that most of us on level 10 use is 22 grams per serving, and that means if you do a double scoop, you're getting in 44 grams, right? Which already is basically like getting in another meal's worth of protein. So that's something that I typically do on a daily basis. Now, something else that I recommend to clients a lot is utilizing a dual carb protein source. And so I know I mentioned earlier when it comes to protein, right, that we want to have a protein specific, you know, protein being the main macronutrient part in every single meal. However, it's a really great thing when you can make your carbohydrate sources also work as a protein source, right? Now, not necessarily being your main protein source, but an additional one. So an example of that, a lot of our clients, at least a lot of my clients, utilize Bonza pasta. The Bonza brand pasta is made from chickpeas. It's got a lot of carbohydrates and fiber, which we love, but it's also got a lot of protein. So if we're making a pasta and decide to utilize that, add in some chicken as well with it, we're looking at getting, you know, your 20 to 25 grams of protein from your chicken and throw in an extra 12 to 15 grams per serving of that pasta. We're looking at a really great balanced meal with adding something else in without necessarily getting that fullness that we may get if we try to eat it all with chicken, right? So Bonza pasta, Barilla also does a high protein pasta. So that's another great option in general. Chickpeas, black beans, quinoa, right? These are other options that have carbohydrates in them, and we don't necessarily always think of them as protein sources, but they do have a decent amount of protein in them. So they're really great to be adding into things. For example, a taco bowl, right? Or if you're making tacos in general, a burrito bowl, something along those lines. Adding in some black beans can be a great way for you to get in not only some carbohydrates and fiber, which we love fiber here, but also to get in some extra protein. Salads, a great way to add some extra things to your salads is to throw in some quinoa. Cold quinoa salads are very popular, right? But if you have chicken and quinoa, right, we've got a little extra protein in there. Chickpeas are something I love to utilize in salads, and again, are a great carb and fiber source, but also have some extra protein. So I would say that would be our fourth or fifth way of getting in a little bit more protein as our list is accumulating today. So again, increasing your portion sizes or just making sure that you've got protein at every single meal being our first two. Then we're looking into some high protein snacks as our third, adding in protein bars or shakes as supplements throughout the day. So that's 4. And then for this one would be using that dual carb protein source as your 5th way to increase your protein that we're going over today. So 5 ways, right? And I think those are pretty simple. Typically, if my clients add in just a couple of these, they realize just how easy it can be to hit your protein without feeling like you are stuffing your face with chicken breast all day, because nobody wants to do that. And it's a great way for you to get some variety in too, maybe some things that you haven't really tried too much of. I never ate chickpeas growing up. I never ate quinoa growing up, and now chickpeas are something that I eat regularly, and they're great. Bonza pasta, again, great. They also make rices as an FYI, so that's always a good thing to throw in too. But you've got lots of great options out there. So I hope that this video was very informative for you guys in terms of how do we get more protein in. Our job here at Level 10 is to try to educate, not just give you a reason to, you know, lose weight and all of that. That's great, right? We want to help you do those things too, but we also are here for the long haul, right? We want to help you build the lifestyle you want so that you don't have to track macros for forever, that you can live a balanced life, enjoying, you know, the things that a lot of people make off limits, but also to find a way to live your life in a healthy way. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed today's video, if you'll go ahead and give it a like, hit that subscribe button down below. And if you've got any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments. We are here to answer your questions any and all times. We also have a website if you'd like to check us out. It's www.level10coaching.co. It is .co, not .com, so just make sure of that. And we do lots of great stuff there. We've got a blog with lots of education. We also do not just one-on-one coaching, but we have training templates as well as a subscription program that will take you through an entire year of programming, going through all different training styles. So we're here to help you in any way, and we look forward to seeing you next time.